That conflict within families or friends over how far to go to help the planet seems to be very real. Gabrielle Ditton is 25. She lives in Norwich and she became an Extinction Rebellion activist. And I asked her what changes she'd made.
I've sold my car. I walk and cycle everywhere. I went to the Extinction Rebellion protests in London and I ended up getting arrested there, which I never thought was something that would ever happen to me. But when you realise how fast this is coming and how serious it is, it seems like the only sort of logical option in a way. Like, I know that sounds mad, but this thing is real. And I think from talking to my family, they've said that they feel powerless to the situation because it is so huge. And I know my dad said it's sort of like a go down with the ship. We can't fix it, so forget it, let's just enjoy ourselves. A lot of my family kind of ignore it or think that recycling is there doing their bit, which is unfortunately what's been sold to us. But you don't have to do a lot of research to see how things are going. And I think at the moment we're just business as usual, just carrying on like it's okay. The government wouldn't actually let us all die. Like, no, they wouldn't. Of course they've got a plan. They have kids too. But nothing is being done and there isn't a plan. And I think when people do start to realise that, they'll stand up and want to do something.
Do you live with your family?
Oh, I live with my mum, actually. My mum's incredibly supportive and helps us with all the activism and things like that. She doesn't do it herself, but she, supports me a lot, which is really fantastic and great.
Have you switched the heating off?
Yeah.
Completely?
Yeah, I have. No, I do have it on very occasionally, but we usually just have one room and then whoever we've got over, like friends, will all just stay in one room. But I do have all of my electricity done by renewables and stuff. But the reason I get so emotional about it with the frictions with the family is because when Dad was, I remember being a lot younger and we were learning about the world wars. And he said to us, me and my sister, we must have only been about 9. He said, I would go and fight for you if it meant to save your lives and your mum. I would go and fight and I would die for you. And I knew that he meant it. And I could feel that that was true and he would do that. So now when the climate crisis is happening and I don't see him standing up to protect the lives of me and my sister, I just feel saddened because I know that he wants to do the right thing and he would do that. But I guess a lot of people feel defeatist a little bit by the challenge because it is so terrifying.
Gabrielle Ditton, well, are you struggling to keep up?